welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, over here is Luna, and today we are doing a comparison video of the Morphe and James palette versus the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. What inspired me to create this comparison video is I love colorful makeup. If you are a subscriber of mine, you've really seen me put more colorful looks out there over the past couple of months. Brands that I love for bright makeup is Urban Decay. I feel like they're the first high-end brand to really introduce innovative, bright, colorful eyeshadows to the makeup industry. Jeffree Star also has pops of colors in his palettes, I've noticed. And of course, we have BH Cosmetics. Take Me Back to Brazil is a specific one. This palette you can find at Ulta. You can also find the Morphe palette at Ulta as well. In this, I believe it is either $14 or $18, so it's pretty inexpensive to get a wide range of rainbow shadows. Of course, as you already know what this looks like, the Morphe and James palette, it is $39 for 39 eyeshadows. Again, you can pick yours up at Ulta. That's where I got mine. I highly recommend Ulta if you're on the fence of purchasing a product, specifically this one, because it also has a really simple, easy, and great return policy. So if you end up not liking this, no problems to return it. And if you end up not liking this, no problems to return this either. So today I just wanted to battle it out to see if I really needed to pick this up, if I really needed it in my collection, or if I was already good with the BH palette. So one eye is BH, one eye is Morphe. Let me know in the comments below which do you think is going to work out better for me. And then at the end of the video, give me an update with which one you preferred or which one you think looks better. This is the first video of mine that you are ever seeing. Hello, welcome. But I also have a sister series about this entire damn palette because there's so much to unpack with it. I have a review up, I have 2 bright colorful tutorials out, I have a warm tone tutorial out, I have a cool tone neutral tutorial out, and today I am doing this. I also did a video on the eyelid primer versus concealer, so if you haven't checked out my other videos, I will have the playlist listed down below and you'll see them popping up in the cards throughout this video. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future content. And I think that is it for the intro, so let's go ahead and get into the battle. Battle of the brands. Battle of the palettes. I am really feeling a hot pink blown out smoky crease with purple or dark blue on the outer corner and then like green in the center for a halo eye. I have a feeling I'm going to end up regretting this because I know it's going to be a lot of work with the James Charles palette because it is rather tricky to get the colors on and to blend them. So we'll see how quickly I regret this decision. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and prime with the Morphe primer. Am I going to set this? I am going to set this today. I will set it. All right. I made a decision. Because I don't really have any shades in this BH Cosmetics palette to set with, I'm going to set both eyes with the Morphe palette. So to set, I'm going to be taking Canvas and Flashback. There's some pretty comparable colors in here. Alright, so to set my base, I'm just taking this very large fluffy brush. You may see me use this throughout my look to blend. Typically when I'm using this brush to blend, I'm not putting any additional product on it. So I'm just lightly running this through my lids with those 2 colors. So just know, if you see this again throughout the tutorial, there will be no additional product. I tried to get off as much of the shadow as possible. This will just be a clean brush to help me blend if I need it. So I'm going to go in with the hot pink. What eye do I want to be what? I think this is going to be the BH eye. This is going to be the Morphe eye. I'm so interested to see how this is going to go. So I'm just going to start packing on the hot pink with the Morphe M433. All my brushes look dirty. They're really not. Pigment isn't going to come off on my lid from these. They're clean dirty. I did not want to clean them every single day this week. Don't worry, they're getting clean tonight. Now I'm going in with a lighter pink to blend the edges. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the most difficult shade in the James palette, which is Escape the Purple, and then I'm going to use a very similar purple on the BH side. I'm going to pack this on the inner corners, outer corners, trying to leave the middle blank. Oh my gosh, it just started snowing, and it's like the big, wet, fluffy snow. Oh, this is a moment for me. I've lived in the desert for the last 3 years, so this is like my first time seeing snow in 3 years. Moving along. I'm going to be taking this Urban Decay brush. It is a good packer brush, and we're going to see how this works today for the purples. Oh, okay, I messed up. I got so excited about the snow, I started putting the Morphe color on the BH side, so we're gonna have to ignore that. Now going in with the shade Cola. And then so here we are so far. I can definitely notice a difference in person. I'm not sure how it's looking on camera. But now I'm just off camera going to carve out the halo eye with some concealer, and then I will be right back to continue working. I'm back with as best of a halo eye as I got. So to help blend the concealer, I just like patting the edges with my finger. You can see how that just helps diffuse the edge and kind of pat and blend the concealer into the shadow. That's so the shadow blends easier and there's not a super harsh mark. Alright, now here's the tea. The BH palette doesn't really have shimmers, so I know that there's not going to be anything to compare it to in Morphe, but we're going to go ahead and try and see. I may end up cheating and covering this eye with the blue shimmer from the Morphe palette, but we'll see. I just want to have like a hint of light blue peeking through right through here. So ideally when my eye is open, you just see that little sliver of the light blue. Actually, there's really not too much of a difference. It's just missing that shine, so I'm gonna lightly go over this eye just to keep it a little bit more balanced. Lightly going over that with the Morphe shade. And then what do I want to put on the lid? Part of me wants to put green. I think that this would be a really cool moment for Brother to shine, but there's really nothing comparable to it in the BH palette. So I think I'm just gonna put a lime green. And if I hate it, I can try to cover it up with something else. Alright, I don't hate it like I thought I might. I can deal with this. And then I'm bringing this green further up on top of the blue because I really just want it to look like a super thin line of the blue. And then I'm just overlaying slightly onto the purple to have a little bit of a blend. So I'm going to finish up the green on this eye. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll be back for the lower lash line. So I didn't clean up too much because I like to blow out the lower lash line. So I can clean up whatever I really need to with a little bit of concealer on a sponge, and it won't disrupt the rest of my makeup too much. So what I'm going to do is really work on smoking out the lower lash line with the hot pink. So I'm taking this e.l.f. contour brush and I'm carefully going to blend it out. Because this brush is so stiff and dome-like, you can get a lot of fallout. And since I just finished putting the rest of my makeup on, I really don't want that mess to clean up. So I'm smoking this out pretty far. I like to bring it down to my under eye bag area. And to kind of figure out where that is, you can just kind of like squint your eye and just see. And again, follow the shape of your eyeball on your under eye. I know it sounds weird, but if you try it, it'll make sense. Now I'm going to take that dark blue that we used and I am taking that on a E36. I'm going to hold this brush almost vertically because I want most of the color to be deposited right up against my lashes. But I also want to have it smoked out. So this is a way to get it close to the lash line and also smoking and blending the edges. Now again, with the Morphe palette, keep in mind it's hard to blend these brighter blues, pinks, and purples. So you kind of have to dot it on and then lightly blend the edges. It's a little bit tricky. It's definitely a learning curve. What I do want to do is take a lighter blue, and again, this is going to look different on each eye because there isn't an exact match. So I'm just taking this lighter matte blue in the Morphe, and I'm just going to put that on the very inner corner. Actually, I'm going to lightly blend that around the whole edge. Now, the comparable shade in the BH palette is a lot lighter, so we'll see. Totally different, but slightly. So what I'm going to do is try to fix this up here and bring the green up a little bit higher so there's not so much of that shimmer showing. I made that way too thick. Try packing the color on now with this e.l.f. angled brush. This is what I should have used to apply this shimmer, so it's like, so it could have been a nice thin line. There we go, that's better. I think the only major difference in the palettes that's super noticeable is just the difference in the greens. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of a darker green, a more true green from the BH palette, and kind of layer this on top to see if I can get this a little bit more balanced. But I feel like this is just making the lime green even brighter. There we go, I feel like that's darkening it up a wee bit. There, that is slightly closer. There we go. In the BH palette, I took these two greens and just layered it on top to make it a little bit more comparable to Social Blade. Here is the finished look. So I definitely took some time. I stepped back, went into my bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror to make my final decision on which eye I personally prefer. And shockingly, I was really surprised by this. I actually prefer the BH Cosmetics eye. I totally thought going into this, the Morphe side was gonna win, especially when I was seeing the two hot pinks compared to each other. I thought for sure I was gonna prefer the Morphe eye. So let me know in the comments below, which side do you prefer and which palette would you rather go with? I would really love to hear your opinions on this. The reason I'm picking the BH eye is because I feel like it stands out more. It is brighter, it is more neon, and for me, when I'm working with bright, colorful shades, I really love a bright neon look. So I'm almost disappointed in a way because I feel like I I really didn't need to get this palette then, because like I said in the beginning of the video, I was mostly excited for the bottom 2 rows, although I do think that these blue shades are super unique. Like this one, and this one. I have not seen any colors like this in palettes. So I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't love this palette more, because I feel like I spent money on something I didn't really need to when I already had a palette that was already great. But I mean, that's part of consumerism, right? They put out products, we think we need to get everything, so then we go ahead and buy it. So hopefully this series and this video helped you form an opinion of your own. What? Oh no. All right, I need to wrap this up so I can go play with her. So if you are not 100% sure, excuse me, ma'am. Shh. Just give me another minute. Just one more minute. Now that Luna distracted me from my thoughts, by the way, if you're curious, she does have an Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. You can always weigh your options between the two. If you're strictly looking for color and you have enough neutral shades, I think the BH palette could be better suited for you. It's either $14 or $18 for all the colors versus the Morphe palette that is $39. And if you're only buying it for the bottom 2 shades, I think that this is a better deal and you're not missing out a ton with this. I will say it is nice because there are shimmers in the Morphe palette, whereas the BH palette is mostly mattes, and the slate shimmers or pearl shades, it blends out to be pretty matte. So again, it's kind of up to you and what your makeup needs are. If you want color and you need some more neutrals and you want everything in one palette, then obviously this Morphe palette would be a great investment for you. So I will leave you with those thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Check out my other videos right here, and I also have another channel called Crystal Corner that is about crystals, of course. So if that catches your interest, the link for that will be down below. Be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for being here and for surviving and sticking with me through this series. I think we're going to be taking a bit of a break from the Morphe and James palette and get into some other videos for next week. So I hope to see you back then, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.